Yes, yes. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the March 2nd, 2026 Board of Select meeting. We had a couple non-publics to do with personnel. And I know we have a public hearing scheduled at 7, and it is 7, but we're going to do a very quick pledge of allegiance and a moment of silence. So please join me with pledge of allegiance first.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And I'd like to read a quick little blurb about a very beloved resident in town that has passed away, and take a moment of silence after. Leon Taylor. We would like to take a moment to honor the life of Leon Taylor, who passed away peacefully on February 12th, 2026, at the remarkable age of 101. He was a lifelong resident of Ware. Leon dedicated more than 75 years of service to the Ware Fire Department. He joined as a junior firefighter at 14 years old and went on to serve his community faithfully as both a firefighter and EMT. Known for his Yankee ingenuity, steady presence, and tireless work ethic, Leon was not only a first responder, but a husband, father, grandfather, great-grandfather, mentor, neighbor, and a friend. His commitment helped shape the spirit of service in this town, and his legacy will continue to inspire generations to come. The town of Ware will deeply miss Leon, and I know I will too. So please join us now for a moment of silence in his memory. All right, thank you, everyone. Leon will be missed greatly. What?
What you read.
Hmm?
What you read.
Oh,
I just shared it with the table. Thank you.
all right, that brings us to 7:03, and that brings us to public hearing to hear public testimony and comment on changing the fractional portion of the revenue going into the previously established transfer station recyclable special revenue fund from 50% to 100%. Originally approved March of 2022. Town meeting Article 12 pursuant 31:95-C. So I have a second to enter start the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. All right, we will now hear, well, do we want to ask, why don't you get up first, Jason, and explain this, please?
I do want to point out our microphone at the podium is not turning on,
Oh, no.
so we can.
Speak loudly.
You got a mine?
Yeah. Yeah, he never uses
You can sit over here or whatever.
All right, so the special revenue fund basically is just money from recycling. The town gets back 50% of that right at this moment in time, and the general fund, the transfer station, keeps 50% of that. And trucking is taken out of the general fund, the budget. So the way it's going to work, hopefully now, is 100% of that money from recycling goes into the fund, and that fund also pays for the trucking. That was a big concern for some residents last year when we brought this up, so we decided to correct that. This, in my eyes, ensures the money that facility makes goes back into the facility as far as equipment, buildings, stuff like that, capital improvement projects. So that's all I got.
And the expenditure of that money has to go to town vote.
Yeah, so
It's not at will of Board of Selectmen.
Yep, so any money that gets spent out of that fund, except for the trucking.
Of course, right.
Will have to be voted on. So it's still, you're still gonna have a decision, as far as that goes. So the taxpayer will still have some say in how that money gets spent. It's not like myself or the Board of Selectmen can do anything without their approval.
Right?
Thank you. Frank Campana. I understand and I appreciate the re-explanation of, from the director. So what I did, I made a task for myself, and I used the mailer to confirm it. I used the finance committee handout, and I think I got a pretty good handle on it. So let me start with this. It was already indicated numerous times and just before me that if this passes, that a portion of that money will be applied to hauling, and that hauling will come out of, will be eliminated from the budget. So what I did is I went through the latest proposed budget as of late November. So I'm trying to use town documents. So I looked under the transfer station, wherever it said hauling, it came up to 4 different places. One was trash, metal, loose paper, and fuel, and I included actually a fuel charge that we have to pay for the trucks waiting.
So not to interrupt you, I just want, the trash and fuel charge, well, there might be a fuel charge, but the trash would not be part of that.
Pardon me?
The trash would not be part of that number. Or the demo, because the demo's a revolving fund.
Right.
So it just would be like paper,
Cardboard.
cardboard's usually.
Oh, the trash is not? Okay. Well, my numbers will be off then.
I didn't mean screw
so-
you up, I just wanted to,
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
that's
I'm
fine.
sorry. Yeah.
Okay. Again, I just looked wherever it said hauling.
yep,
Well,
that's
but
fine.
I understand what you said, okay. So my numbers will be off, and I'm not quick enough to do the math. But the metal,
Metal, yes. it's
the
a-
metal was, to haul was, and I'll use round numbers, $28,000. Loose paper was $6,200. And again, I included the fuel charge at $16,000. So it came up to 89. The trash was actually 38, so I have to deduct the, so I'm guessing it's going to be somewhere around $70,000, all right, for the hauling of those 3 items.
Okay.
So that money will come out. That portion will come out if this passes. That,
Of
that,
the future budget.
right, of the
Yep.
future budget.
Yep,
And then what I did, I actually looked at the revenue, on the revenue side, which will now increase, the 50%. Scrap metal was 20,000, tin, which must be steel cans, a couple of hundred. The total revenue was a little over $53,000 that it's going to increase by. Aluminum cans are 25. So, again, because my first number is off, this number is going to be off also. So I subtracted the hauling amount from the or vice versa. I subtracted the revenues, all right, from the actual haulings, and I came up with about $35,000 short. In other words, we got less revenue, all right, according to town numbers. We got less revenue than it cost us to haul the stuff. So it's still costing us $35,000. Again, the number is off because my first number was off.
yeah.
So if you can,
I think to,
so where does that, we're already starting off, if this passes, with a shortfall. So it's come out of the budget, so where does that money,
so, probably should let Jason speak to it, but I don't believe it will be, Frank, because you're only going to pay, the trash is a big number, and that shouldn't be part of it. And your fuel surcharge is per load, so for every load of recyclables, you're gonna have that fuel surcharge, whatever that number is, but you gotta deduct 102 trailers of trash per year also of that. So
Right.
I haven't put the numbers together. I did it quick in my head there when we discussed it. I think we're only gonna gain in recyclables, but we're not gonna gain the 50%. I'm gonna guess we're gonna gain 25% in recyclables because we gotta pay the trucking. Your trucking is the metal,
Yes.
aluminum.
Metal, loose paper,
And loose paper.
right.
Because cardboard, and if you ever do plastic again, it's worth it, but if you ever do, that's picked up, so there isn't a trucking fee in there.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
your big one's the metal, because there's a pile of metal. The other things like demolition, that's already a revolving fund, so
Yes.
that's not part of it.
That's why I didn't include it.
Right, so
Yeah.
there will be an increase to the revenue, but it's not gonna be 50%, but it's not gonna be a loss, because you got the trash in there, really, that's gonna throws your numbers off huge, because that's 102 trailers a year, so.
Right.
That's,
Well, like I say, it's $38,000.
yeah,
amount
yeah,
that I
which
put
I'm
in there,
surprised
so.
I thought it was more than that, but yes, that's
Yeah.
38, almost 40,000, so I don't think you're gonna have a shortfall, but Jason might be able to have better explanation.
Okay,
than I
well,
will.
then let me pose this to you.
Go ahead,
And to Jason. If there's a shortfall,
sure.
all right, now, that line will be zeroed out. If this passes, automatically, that line will be zeroed out in the budget. Okay, so if there's a shortfall, where does that money come from
Okay.
to make up the shortfall?
It would have to come from the bottom line, I guess legally,
Okay,
yeah.
so next year, they say, well, when they talk about budget, they say, well, we got a shortfall, and, we had to find X amount of dollars to haul trash, because we don't have enough revenue from the trash.
Why don't we hear
Uh,
from
no,
Jason?
I think Jason might have a better
And
explanation
I
for
shouldn't
you.
use the trash. but-
Right,
Can we hear from Jason, this may clear it all up.
Okay.
That was this year's number, right? So revenue, 101.
Okay,
The expenses to haul was 27. And that would be 2 special revenue. That's if this passed.
okay.
But that would have been this year if this was in place.
so what's the number, just so everybody can hear?
So,
Yeah.
101 was the revenues for the
101,000
transfers.
for
Yep.
recyclables,
And then the expenses was 27.
okay,
So that would give the special revenue fund around 74, 75.
okay,
It's 74 and change.
which is about the
That was
25%, right?
that was this year. That's what would have happened if the special revenue fund was 100% and hauling was taken out of it.
So I figured between 20 and 25% increase to that.
Yeah.
Asking for
Yeah,
that.
you're pretty
Frank,
close.
do you accept those numbers?
Well, it's too much to debate now.
That's what we're working.
Well, okay, I'm using a revenue sheet for 26, estimated revenue for 26. This is as of the beginning of November. I had scrap, I only, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only had 5 sources of where revenue showed up. I'll give you a couple of examples. Scrap metal, transfer station, scrap metal. Well, I have it right there, $20,000. Transfer station tin, steel cans, $200.
But I think Jason's got the gross number of those.
So, okay, again, I only had what I had,
I know.
all right?
Understood.
So, and what I came up with was a less amount of revenue, not to cover for, specifically the hauling.
Sure. So is 20, because that 20,000 doesn't sound right, is 20,000 going into the fund, or is that what town got paid for? Because that's a low number for.
That seems
capital.
low. Yeah.
Says transfer station.
27,000 is the expenditures for hauling recyclables.
Oh,
Yeah.
101 for the gross.
What did
what's
we
the
make
revenue
on
for that?
scrap metal?
101 was the total revenue.
For everything.
Yep.
For recyclables,
Okay.
yeah.
see, and I only had 53.
So I think you got the 50% side.
Pardon me?
I think you got what, right now, we collect 50%.
Oh.
It sounds like you have the 50% instead of what we got total.
Yep.
Okay,
Is what it sounds like.
All right,
I'm not
that-
looking.
that
at
That would
the-
explain why
okay.
it seems like a shortfall.
right. So if it was 100%, then it would be the
100,
100,000.
you're right.
Okay, I
Yep.
understood, and I can always.
And I'm not looking at it, so I could be wrong, but it sounds that way.
No, and that sounds logical. Like I say, I didn't think of that, but,
Because we move so much scrap metal that if you got paid 50 cents a pound, we should make more than 20,000, so.
okay.
So, but,
But again,
Anyway.
I did the task.
Yep.
To say, what if the revenues don't come up to, or what if the hauling, costs more than what the revenues?
and I don't think that's a bad argument, and I think if we were trying to cherry pick certain items, that would be a good argument. You're always gonna have cardboard and metal that is of large volume and pays decent money. I mean, I can put salt and ketchup on my hat, but I'd eat my hat if it ever was negative, because it just, I've never seen it not. Sometimes paper's not worth any money and it costs us money, but we move such small volume of paper that scrap iron and cardboard is always worth money. We move a large volume of it. I mean, it's crazy
Okay.
the amount that we move, so.
All right, I can accept that explanation, I get that, but still the possibility is there. that,
Yep,
you know,
sure.
The expense. And then one other thing, if this passes and the hauling comes out of the budget, the hauling is a contract, right?
Yep,
So it will also be eliminated from the default budget.
if the budget passes.
Right, that's what I said, if, right.
Budget
if-
has to
if-
pass.
No, if the article passes.
And
The next year, it'll have to be,
budget
pres-
has to pass to take it
in
out.
27, the budget would have to pass. So Jason would present a budget minus that hauling, and the budget would have to pass
For 27.
Oh, boy,
for 27.
okay.
So it'd have to be voted in favor. Just like this year, the budget has to pass for our fuel to go down. The fuel's at like $6 a gallon or
Right.
something crazy from
Right,
3 years
right.
ago. If it doesn't pass, there's still got a budget
But
for
still,
$6 a gallon.
if it's a contract,
But it's still budgeted for that amount.
We still pay it. The question is where it comes from.
But it's still budgeted for that because it passed, the vote passed while there was a contract.
okay,
So hopefully, show that we're reducing the budget and the budget passes, hopefully what'll happen.
well, from my standpoint, this is off subject, and you can stop me if you want, but, that $140,000 in fuel
Mm-hmm.
surplus, which is in the default budget, now can be used for other, if you don't get the proposed budget.
Already consumed.
It could,
I understand that.
And it could
And
be-
it's probably more so, Jack, consumed.
and it could be, you're right, but that's why we hope that when we need to increase and decrease budgets, that they get voted on, because we're trying to be honest and say, we need more money for this year we don't need so much. So that's all we can do, I guess.
Okay, all right, well, you clarified it for me. I thought I guess I meant,
Well, I appreciate you putting the effort into it, yeah.
okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jason.
Chief, you the only other resident, you got anything to say?
Neither one are.
Oh, you're not a resident, I thought he was a, so, seeing no other residents in the room, then, I move that we close the public hearing at 7:19. Oh, go ahead, Frank. I'll retract that, go ahead.
Well, and I lost track what I was gonna say. And I told the fire chief out there that he would hear me comment. In regards to this money, I liken it back, I don't know how many years, at least a half a dozen. Naomi had better memory than me. When we had a revolving, a special revenue fund, we still have it, for the fire department, and it included paying per diem people at that time, all right? So, that sounded pretty good, and I think it worked for a while, but the fire department saw that, the number sticks in my mind, I have to go back and look, but we were paying, there was a $90,000 amount that we were paying for per diem people coming out of the revolving fund, all right? The fire department felt that, that they weren't getting enough money to, I think it was changed, the purpose it was changed. But they took, it was changed to take the $90,000, put it in the budget, and that would leave more money going into the revolving fund for equipment, okay? So I'm wondering if, you know, if this thing passes the 100%, if there's not enough money to cover, you know, again, the hauling, then it's gonna be put back in the budget. You know, and who will know about it? Probably nobody.
Well, it has to go to,
And-
has to go to town meeting before we can put it back in the budget.
Right.
Not necessarily, because the line is there, all right, and I understand what Neil says, you got, the budget has to pass for it to be out, but you could keep $1 in that line for hauling, for any of the haulings, all right, so the line is already there.
Well, that's what we got you
With-
there for,
with
to
a
call them
dollar.
on the carpet.
Well,
if
it
they
doesn't do any good.
I hear you though, I understand what you're saying, but I
Per
mean,
diem, I think with a per diem, we started out per diem because that was, we needed coverage because the other towns.
Right, I'm
And
not
then we
questioning
changed
that,
the plan, Vizina came forward with a 4-year plan,
yes.
and that was a
Does-
way of funding some of it.
came out of the revolving fund.
Right.
Yes, it
But
did,
I think we transferred that first year to make it palatable. I don't remember exactly,
Yeah.
but that was how we were gonna fund the first year, but it was part of a 4-year buy-in, that we were gonna get to 8 at some portion.
yes, yeah.
I don't have
And-
the verbiage, but it was in 2011 that we started the per diem because of the area towns. And then I don't remember exactly what year that Mr. Vizina came forward, and we moved the plan from per diem to now 24/7. And it was a 4-year plan based on, but I think the first year, to offset some of it and be more palatable, we did take the money to do that, because it was set up for per diem. But I'd have to double check all that.
And again, that's my concern, that might happen in the hauling lines,
Mm-hmm.
all right? Well, we don't have enough money, or it could be also, and I'm not saying Jason will do it, but or one of his, you know, people following him. The opportunity is there to say, well, okay, we got a hauling line, so let's put $50,000 back in the hauling line, and that leaves that extra $50,000 to go for the
The hauling
expense.
line won't be zeroed out, because the hauling line still pay for trash, correct?
no, it'd be separate, because the trash is
But there'd still
budgeted.
be a hauling line.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, but the hauling lines are all different,
Okay.
for the different,
I
with
see
the
what you're
exception of the trash, which I didn't, you know,
Okay.
so, you
I
understand. Okay, I'm all
understand,
set.
I guess the hope is that the town is gonna decrease the budget and increase a revenue line, so we certainly hope that recyclables don't go that poorly.
Yeah.
If,
Okay.
if they ever do, then I guess that'd be something somebody should bring back here.
Thanks for letting me come up again.
Yeah. So, all right, with that said, I move that we close public hearing at 7:24.
second.
Sick.
All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Yes.
Well, next on the agenda is public comment. You got anything, Frank?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Okay,
You've given me enough time.
all right.
All right.
All right. Department head committee items, transfer station update. Director Fisk.
All right, we talked a little non-public about, a DES inspection that we had at the transfer station. They found a few things that, we needed to correct, so myself and the staff of the transfer station been working pretty diligently on that. One of those, just happens to be kind of revamping our sticker program. Just the way it works now between the two offices where the stickers get issued and then actually at the transfer station, the systems, they just don't talk to each other the right way. There's no way for the transfer station guys to actually know which sticker is supposed to be attached to which vehicle. So that makes it hard for us to ensure that we're only getting trash from the town of Ware. I don't personally think there's a giant problem that we're getting trash from New Boston or Dumbarton or things like that. There is a few outliers that this will hopefully discourage, and we'll get that taken care of. During that inspection, there was somebody with an out-of-state plate that came to the transfer station. And they had a sticker, and a representative from DES asked how they got a sticker and if I could show them proof that this trash was from the town of Ware. And because of those two system issues, there was no way that I could tell him whether it was produced in the town of Ware or not. So that is the whole idea behind the new sticker program.
Which I'd like to point out, there's a very large, possibility that it was a Ware resident with a Mass plate. There's many people in town, and contractors that have those. That's
Yes,
been the hiccup with this. I don't want people to hear that and say, oh, somebody from Mass, you let them dump. People from Massachusetts aren't driving to New Hampshire to dump their trash on a Saturday. They have
yeah, this
company
was,
trucks. and
this
I
was a
just-
weekday too, so.
Right, so I just want to put that out there, that
Yeah.
it probably wasn't a misstep by you guys. It's just the system we have now doesn't allow you to say, I don't know, he lives on whatever road.
Yeah, yeah, so we're similar to some surrounding towns, and we're also different as far as like the lake community goes, and we have a couple of campgrounds, and there is a couple of seasonal places that, people still have residential trash, but this isn't their primary address. So especially people around the lake. We're gonna get a lot of Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island plates, stuff like that. There's just people who have vacation homes here. So that's the biggest problem. I can't keep track of those plates versus that sticker with the system that we have now. So that needs to be corrected. It will be corrected starting tomorrow. People are gonna start getting handed out new stickers. You're gonna see the lovely DPW assistant Sandy up at the transfer station. She's gonna be helping out the guys up there for the next month or so, hopefully to get that all squared away. There's a 60-day grace period. I'd like to see everybody get stickers between now and then, but we're gonna work our best on getting that
Just for
done.
clarity, is there a cost for these stickers?
No, there's no cost. Yep, you just gotta bring in some sort of proof of residency, whether or not it's a car registration, driver's license, with a Ware address or a property tax bill that has some sort of building, or some sort of residence on it. Or a light bill from a Ware residence, kinda. Pretty simple. It's nothing out of this world. This isn't a crazy new thing that the town of Ware has developed. Other surrounding towns do this, and by law, we can only accept trash that's produced in the town of Ware. So this is one way to keep us in compliance, and we have to stay that way.
Now, this is the residential we're speaking, right?
Everything.
Well, commercial may have a different issue where you may give a sticker to a commercial hauler, but doesn't necessarily certify what's in the back of the truck is from the town of Ware.
Yep, so as far as the commercial hauler goes, they're gonna get stickers as well. There's gonna be a couple different colors of stickers. We're gonna have residents who, this is their permanent address, they're registered here. Seasonal people are gonna get a different color sticker. Those are gonna be the out-of-state plates. But that different color sticker is just gonna allow the boys to go, out-of-state plate, okay, he's got the right sticker, makes sense. They see him doing something that's, against the rules down there, take his license plate down, check the sticker, make sure it matches, go talk to him, kinda that deal. And then the commercial haulers are gonna have their own separate color stickers, so we can make sure that we know who those guys are. There's definitely gonna be spot checks, just making sure that those commercial guys are bringing in only trash from the town of Ware.
That's probably the hardest thing to,
That's gonna be one of the biggest hurdles. Through one way, shape, or form, or another.
we don't hand out bags with town of Ware stamp on.
I don't wanna do that, that's gonna be more than enough headaches. Our commercial hauler,
How many are there, like 3 or 4?
that number has dwindled.
Oh. One?
One to three, maybe.
Okay.
One of them sold his business, so he's not doing that anymore. And then one of them unfortunately passed away, and the other contractor that comes in took over that person's customers. So,
Which
like I said,
I'd like to, my 2 bits about that, because I'm about off this board, but the commercial haulers, I think, got given an unfair criticism by previous boards here. They take a lot of stress off transfer station employees, because A, they're not coming on the weekend when you would go, and B, it's one person instead of 300 persons coming in. So
yeah, so it's
hopefully
certainly,
future boards won't continue that. They were hell-bent on getting rid of commercial haulers, and isn't commercial haulers coming from commercial businesses like Walmart. It's somebody that's getting paid to pick up residential trash, which is a taxpayer to start with.
yep,
And that one truck coming in, as long as they're doing what they're supposed to do, which they all did when I worked there, takes the taxing, takes a lot of work off the employees, so.
yeah, so, you know,
My
it might
final
be,
2 bits in about that.
might be one truck coming in with 30 households, but that's 30 vehicles that aren't coming up through the transfer
Saturday.
station on Saturday, you know?
Right.
So, yeah, it depends on who you are and how you want to argue it, whether they're a good thing or a bad thing. I think as long as it's trash generated in the town of Ware,
I agree.
doesn't matter how it gets to the
They
transfer
gotta check them
station.
once in a while to keep them on point. but-
Exactly. Yeah, but like I said, you were out of the room. I said, we're gonna be doing spot checks, making sure that this stuff's coming from the town of Ware.
But the commercial haulers, when I worked there, was, their residents were close by, they're not,
Yep.
it's not waste management anymore like when I started.
Yeah,
When I
it-
started, we had waste management hauling, and check on them, but
Yeah. Yeah, it's not any big companies.
somebody
It's-
trying to make some weekend money, so.
It's not Nons, it's not H2O, it's not, Waste Management, it's not any of those guys. Casella, they're not coming in with packers dumping out loads of dump trucks. You
Not
know,
anymore.
it's,
When I started, they came in every Thursday with a packer load of cardboard.
lovely.
They squeezed that in that 10-ton packer and then opened the door and dumped a cube out in the driveway. It was 3.5 bales. You don't think baling cardboard sucks, you gotta pick it out of the
You
cube.
have to peel it apart
You gotta
first.
peel. So, not get off subject, but used to be a lot worse.
Yeah. That's all the update I have for the transfer station and sticker program, if you guys got any more
I
questions
think
on
it sounds like a good plan. I think it sounds like the only plan, so.
Yeah. Like I said before while you were out, it's not anything new, it's not out of this world. Every other town in the state of New Hampshire does the same thing, so.
And we did that. It's just, for the last 4 or 5 years, there's been such turnover at the transfer station that the concentration need to be getting the employees acclimated to the job, never mind throw a whole new sticker program at them.
Yep.
And you get some guys, I guess, that have been there a minute, and now it's time to do that, but
Yep.
we always handed out stickers, and started there in 2000, we handed out stickers, but it just needs to be revamped now.
Yep.
And it was pitched a different way that we all knew wouldn't work, and now it's gonna come back, and you're doing the only way it's possible to do it. Hopefully your guys can put up with it, but
Yeah, I think so. I think the help with the administrative assistant's gonna
I
be a
think
big
that'll
thing
help
up
out a
there.
lot, yeah.
Yep. We'll maybe see some other faces up there on a Saturday helping out too, if we can get
Yeah.
a couple highway guys up there.
Yeah,
or
feel free to
whatnot.
give them a day's worth of overtime to help out.
All right, next thing I have is, I guess for the highway department, works for the transfer as well, but, our steam cleaner, has kinda gone by the wayside. It's, it needs quite a bit of work. Just to give you guys a little backstory on it, I suppose. It's a 13-year-old machine. It's what we use to wash all the dump trucks after the storms, stuff like that. Wash trucks before we work on them. Trash trailers, if those need worked on, we wash those. Just anything. We wash the floors in the highway department with it as well. So that's, like I said, a 13-year-old machine. I got the estimate to get that fixed, as well as an estimate on replacing the machine that we have, an exact replacement, and then a little upgrade from the machine that we have now. So I'll just say on the upgraded machine, it's got a few more safety features than what this machine has. It's got an automatic shutdown, some pressure reliefs as far as, sometimes people, if you're using a pressure washer, you kind of want to hold the wand, hold the trigger open all the time you're using it. You let off and get on it, let off and get on it. That's kind of hard on the unloaders and stuff like that. So this upgraded machine has protections for that stuff. And that machine will also run a whole bunch of different attachments as far as some undercarriage cleaners, a larger floor cleaner, and I don't know if you guys have ever seen one of the sandblaster attachments for hydro
Yeah,
sandblasting.
yeah.
So that's the repair. That's the exact replacement, and that's the upgrade. So
I'll let you guys all look at it, but the repair is $3,500. The exact repair is $7,500 and change, of course. And the replacement is $10,000. So you're looking at $7,564 to replace. So you're looking at $2,400 to do the upgrade.
This was bought before the new building was built?
yeah, it's 13
So
years.
we probably never did the old floors the way we're doing today.
No, sure not.
So,
But the difference now with having the new building is before the trucks would get washed once a year because they'd freeze up outside, they can wash them after every storm, so the use of that machine is weekly, if not daily. But,
Yeah, I
so
wouldn't.
it gets a lot of use, which was one argument of having a new building, they could be cleaned better, and they are.
Yep.
They are cleaned better, so.
Yeah, I would not be surprised, or I wouldn't be hesitant to tell you that that machine gets turned on once a day. And it was broken for a couple weeks before the guys could get out there to service it and try to make it run. We got it.
So which one is fit for your service? The $10,000 one?
So the direct replacement would be the same thing, obviously, that we have now. It works to wash trucks. It works to spray the floor off. The benefits that I see with the upgraded one is, obviously, to me, a longer life,
On the chassis?
just in the fact that it has all the safeties and all that type of stuff. All the attachments that we can use as far as an undercarriage washer, 4, 5, 6 jets on a little set of wheels, and you can wheel it under and clean underneath the trucks, kind of. I don't know whether or not that would have helped us with the last truck that's got the hole in the transmission. I think that would have been a big benefit if we could get under a truck really well. The sandblasting attachment piqued my interest as far as doing frame rails in the summertime. We can sandblast frame rails on the trucks, and it's not a hard setup. It's not hard on our air compressor, not hard on our small sandblaster to do that with that apparatus. It's kind of just turn the pressure washer on, stick the wand in the bucket of sandblast, and go.
Having the pressure reliefs and stuff, the automatic stuff on that, would think there'd be a lot less maintenance on the pressure washer itself.
Exactly. Yeah, I
You always
think,
gotta relieve the pressure on, even when you shut the machine off, you
Yep.
should squeeze the handle and relieve it.
yeah, you don't wanna leave all that pressure sitting in the
Stuff
motor.
that usually gets
Right.
maintenance done those, I mean, had that thing when I was there, and it was good for quite a few $100s a year in maintenance, you know, I mean,
Yeah.
they are when you use them, but.
Yeah, if you read the notes on that repair estimate there, that's a motor, a coil, and he made some comments about the pump as well being kind of on its way out, but there's no price in that repair for a pump, so
Well, if you added a pump to that, you'd be at the price of a new one anyway, wouldn't you?
it's we're already over half the cost of a new
Right.
one, so
On
I
a
just,
13-year-old machine.
yeah, it doesn't make sense to me to
you
spend
I
that.
agree with
kind of money.
that, yeah.
You're looking for a motion?
It's above our purchasing policy. They're the only ones in the state who service and sell these machines. So I'm looking for some guidance from you guys on what you want to do as far as that. If you want to break your policy, if you want me to go out to bid, I will. This just came up to me last Thursday, so I wanted to bring it to you.
Have you got,
What's our bid limit?
Do we need?
5,000.
doesn't have to be a bid, but at least 3 prices. I mean, I'd be inclined in just voting to have you buy this. I don't know if we ought to have you. Those policies are great because they're meant to follow and,
Can we
but
waive the policy?
to do it, just to do it, if other companies are from South Dakota, just to
So-
make you go through the hoops, I kinda hate to do that, I guess. So have you checked with anybody else, or?
So we can get a steam cleaner from like Northern Tool or Granger or
Right.
somebody, but it's not gonna be
Right.
anything that we can get serviced or parts for
Right.
very readily.
That's why we went with these. I remember we went
Yep.
with them, because they come out and service, I remember that, so.
So in the highway department, equipment fund, there's $29,000. We're using 20 for the warrant article. That leaves us with 9,000 and change. So instead of coming out of the budget, we don't really know where we're gonna be for another week or so as far as the budget goes, and that's, kind of a big ticket item, so, if we want the money to come out of there versus out of our budget, we can use some of that.
So where are you saying it's gonna come from again?
The highway equipment fund,
Okay.
you guys,
What's the 20 going for? Remind
20,
me.
the 20 is, supposed to be going for a dump truck.
Oh, that's right, that's,
Yep.
yep, okay.
Yep.
Can we do that, Naomi?
So, yeah, you can split funds. It says the town, on your sole source proposal, it says the town of Ware will not entertain the solicitation of a single source vendor for supplies and or service unless the competitive bid requirements are explicitly waived by the board.
So we should make a motion to waive that
You can
first.
explicitly waive the requirement of 3 quotes because it's a sole source vendor, and then you can make your other motion if you so choose to do what you want to do.
I just remember going through this before, and that's why we have this company. Like you say, I don't wanna buy one from Granger that you know is a piece of garbage, and I've dealt with these guys servicing them, and there's only a couple that do it, so.
Yeah, they're the only ones in the state. There's another one that's in Massachusetts, but they're like 3 hours away. I can only imagine the service charge that they would hit us with to come up here.
Where would you take the rest of the money from?
It's only $1,000 or so if we went with the upgraded one, so I would just take it out of our budget somewhere.
So how much, 9,
9 from the capital reserve fund and 1 from the operating budget, if you're going with the complete upgrade.
highway truck capital reserve, is that what it is?
Yes, the
Highway truck and equipment.
Capital reserve fund.
I think I'd like a little more clarity on where that other 1,000's gonna come from out of your budget, though. You made a pretty tight budget, right?
Yeah, I mean,
So something's gonna suffer for that 1,000.
I guess just pick a line where you would, I mean, maintenance or shop
Right, I mean-
supplies or?
Yeah, I mean, we can take it out of shop supplies. I mean, we could take, we have,
Well, it
Never mind.
sounds to me like
wait, we have a tool line. I'll take
Well,
it out of the tool line.
you'd be saving some money in other areas if you got the upgraded machine, because you would save on other equipment that you'd be using to get into those spots that you wouldn't.
You got a fairly large tool line, right?
We have, yeah, pretty decent.
Okay, so that, all right, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Well, I wrote down even numbers, it shouldn't make an even number, 'cause,
I really
All
think the
right.
$10,000 one makes a lot of sense for the amount of use that you get
Yep.
and for the versatility of the machine to do some of the work that's a little harder to do.
so
I'm okay with it.
I guess I'll entertain a motion, well, I should wait for Bruce, I guess. What, any comment on it? I suppose we ought to talk to the rest of the board members, what do you think, James?
It seems like it'd be reasonable for that. I'm just saying, do you want to, for the wording of the motion, do you want to say like up to 9,000 from the fund and the remainder coming from, or do we suppose we need to say a specific number on that?
Yeah,
You
you
good?
can do that if you want. You don't have to, but it would come from the operating budget,
What's that?
the $1,000.
Yeah,
Because he said up to 9 from capital reserve and $1,000 in the operating budget.
yeah.
Well, it's-
1169.
It's really 1169, isn't it?
Are you comfortable with that number? That's the number? Okay.
You first have to move to waive
Right.
the sole source vendor, or waive the requirement of 3 quotes, because it's a sole source vendor. The purchasing policy, do you want that? It is section 9B. Right, nominal IX is 9. And
I
then it's
don't-
number B called sole source proposals.
All right. You wanna wait for Bruce, or is he?
Charlie Horse been sitting too long.
You can,
I mean, where this has been done before, it isn't something that I'm a proponent of, just bypassing getting 3 quotes. It's been a while, this has been done before. This is how we ended up this company to start with.
Yeah.
So, it isn't just this is somebody's buddy.
So where are they?
Sand down.
So they get to you pretty quick when you need service? Yeah. Same day usually? Or the next day?
It all depends.
Yeah. So the machine's not down for too long, is my point.
Typically not, no.
Well, I make a motion that we waive section 9B of the purchase policy, of getting 3 prices due to, sole source.
Yeah, I second that.
All in favor?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
I'd like to wait for Bruce, but I don't wanna hold the meeting up all night. I'll make a motion that we allow Jason, is he coming? Oh, wait.
Yep.
You made a motion to, waive the purchase policy, getting 3 prices, dual sole source. Are you good with that, Bruce?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so that's 5-0. So then I make a motion that we approve Jason to buy a pressure washer from Power Eagle USA Industrial Pressure Washer Supply out of Sandown, New Hampshire, for a price of $10,169, $9,000 being from the Highway Truck and Equipment Capital Reserve Fund, and $1,169 coming from his budget, which will be likely taking from his tool line, for a total of $10,169.
Second. Yep.
All in favor?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
The crew and the trucks will appreciate that.
Yes.
Is the old one worth anything at all?
There's a little trade-in value on it. So we can more than likely get more money private sale than we can trade in. So as soon as we get set up with the new one, you guys will probably see that come through as an asset that I'd like to get rid of.
Okay.
Because they're only going to give us, they were only going to give us like $500 for trade-in on that. And you can see them on Facebook Marketplace all over the place in worse condition than the one we have for $1,500. So I don't see any reason why we can't sell one. Private sale, get more money for that. And the service tech that came out, he's their senior service tech. He's been there for quite a while. He said the same thing to me. So, like I said, I think we get more money for it that way. Goes back into the general fund, but
Good enough.
same thing.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, bud.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chiefs, do you have anything on the department head?
I wanted to give you guys kind of an update on the ambulance billing contracts. I know I've sent you guys a few emails
Oh,
with
good.
those, and yeah, they're deep. Just a kind of a short recap, right back to when we changed our ambulance billing rates. It was due to Senate Bill 245, where they're changing the Medicare rate to reimburse at 3.25, right, or 325. Part of that being was ending surprise billing for patients, right, or balance billing. The other part of that Senate bill was to encourage providers to be in contract with the insurance providers. So the New Hampshire Insurance Department came up with a standardized ambulance ground contract for reimbursement. We had to start soliciting for those January 1st, so I put out and said, hey, we would like to start entering negotiations with the insurance companies, right, because this doesn't apply to Medicare or Medicaid. So over, the past few months, we getting contracts in. We sent all of the contracts to town council for review. He did have a addition that he had suggested. Language-wise, I sent it out to all the insurance providers. The only company that agreed to the addition was WellSense. The rest of the companies, just to name a couple, Harvard and Harvard Pilgrim, Anthem, Aetna, all did not want to add any more verbiage. They didn't want to change the contract. They're using the standardized ground contract. What the ground contract does say in it is that for over the next 2 years, as long as we participate in the cost study that they've already done, we're doing it again, that we are to be reimbursed at 325% of the Medicare rate, regardless of our ambulance billing rates. We changed ours to reflect that. So, it's kind of a wash in that statement. But what I will say, if we don't contract with the companies, they're allowed to pay us at 1% of the Medicare rate. So I feel like we're fairly much handcuffed into this unless we want to essentially give up, money over the next 2 years in our special revenue fund.
A lot of money. A
What's
lot
that?
of money.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
Right, about 225% worth. So, I don't know where really else to go with this. We went to the town council, he reviewed them, he said they look good, please try to add this. I sent it to the companies, they, the only ones that agreed to that addition.
What
and
was the change?
It's fairly lengthy, but the change is under the confidentiality clause.
So it wasn't monetary or anything, was it?
Nope. All right, so the change, he would like to, in addition, under those was confidentiality. As a result of this agreement, provider may have access to certain of carrier's confidential and proprietary information. Provider shall hold such information in confidence and will not use or disclose such information to any person without the prior written consent of carrier, except as may be required by law. Law including but not limited to disclosures required by New Hampshire RSA 91-A. In the event that the provider receives a request for documents to which carrier's confidential and proprietary information is responsive, provider shall provide notice to the carrier of the request as well as a list of the responsive, confidential, and proprietary information. That was the part of the addition.
So that's the addition?
Yes.
Isn't this covered under HIPAA anyway? They can't disclose this information anyway, right?
Correct, and I think they might just had the verbiage a little bit different in there, you know, I mean, unfortunately, I mean, these contracts are 70-plus pages long, right?
So town council suggested a change?
To add that.
An addition into the contract.
Everybody okay with that?
Well,
Everybody we're dealing with is okay with that change?
No, the only person that agreed to the change was WellSense, the
Yeah.
only company, I should say.
So,
So not a person,
What will
the
you
only
do?
company.
tell the lawyer, thank you very much, move on, or what?
Well, and that's where I'm kind of, and this is why I'm coming to you guys, is we're kind of stuck, like,
Does the lawyer
the lawyer
know-
said,
Does the lawyer
please try
know
to.
that these people have pushed back and said no?
Correct, and I did update him an email.
His opinion is tough?
He said, okay, thank you.
What does that mean? He's okay with them saying okay?
So we move forward with the contracts as provided if we can't get them to change it.
Yeah, and so I did speak with the New Hampshire Association of Fire Chiefs, so, right, the statewide. Actually, a few of the chiefs have sent out some emails to say kind of like, hey, have you guys tried negotiating? Have you tried changing verbiage? And they're getting the same response from the
course
companies.
Yeah, the only way it's gonna happen is if the whole state tries to renegotiate
Are they all
the
trying to change
contract.
to that?
No,
What our
they're,
council?
some people are
Or
trying
there's
to
some
change
other
some people are
issues?
trying to change amounts, right? Some people are trying to change some verbiage, because, you know, that's, and I think everyone's town council is probably finding something a little bit different.
Sure, I understand that different
Yeah.
people will find different things, but
So again, is town council okay with us signing it the way it is?
Correct. He did advise that.
So he took a shot
said,
at it.
please, you know, ask for this, but he said.
if you don't
essentially
get
he
it,
said-
then it's okay.
Correct.
Okay.
That's kind of where I'm at, because it seems
Yeah.
like the particular wording that he had there
Yeah,
is pretty much covered anyway.
yeah,
That information can't be shared, it can't be sold,
sure.
it can't be distributed, even in a 91A request.
Look, they
The
don't
only
wanna make
information they get
exceptions
is
to
that a
their
service was
contract.
provided.
public, yep.
It doesn't give the patient's name or the particulars of the medical emergency, so it's already covered.
Yeah.
So
I just
I
kind of
think
wanted
we're
to update you
fine.
guys where we're at with that.
So do you have a preferred company?
no, you have to
We're gonna
sign
sign all of them.
Sign them all.
So I'm saying, I guess my
We
question.
wanna collect from all of them.
So-
All depends on who the people have for insurance.
So, I'm sorry, I kind of worded that
It's okay.
weird. Do you have a preference as to whether or not that is accepted or not accepted for WellSense?
Personally not. So talking with the New Hampshire Insurance Department, they advised that it's.
It's okay
really-
either way with them?
Either way, they're okay with that, you know, so that's, like I said, I sent it to you guys first, right, and they sent it to town council, and I'm just trying to make sure that I'm bringing it back to you to say, hey, you know, this is kind of where I'm
Right.
at. Preference-wise, I think we signed the standard ground ambulance contract the way it was previously written.
Okay,
WellSense agreed to the change, so we'll sign.
so we
the
may as well do
updated
that
with
then,
it, but
since they've agreed, but the other ones,
The other ones I would say sign as the standard
that
ground
sounds
contract.
fine to me. It
Uh,
sounds like
but
it's
I'm
covered.
Also, tonight, I'm asking your permission to be a signer for, or I can send them, all 9 of them to you guys to sign.
No. I move that we
Thank you.
authorize, says Chief Anderson, to sign contracts.
The ambulance service
Ambulance
contracts.
service contracts.
Thank you.
Have a second?
I'll second.
You,
All in favor?
Yes.
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 Do you
Do you want
want,
me to just write them down for the minutes?
do you want me to list them?
Yeah, go ahead.
Companies?
Harvard.
Just so we know.
Harvard.
Yeah, yeah, of course, yeah.
Harvard Pilgrim. Aetna. Granite State Health Plan. Anthem Health Plans.
A lot of paper.
Cigna.
WellSense,
WellSense.
yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, uh-oh.
Oh, we're off easy.
So first I want to just say a thank you to Assistant Chief Anderson. That has been a tremendous amount of time put into that. You wouldn't even think of it, how long that took to go through all those contracts and back and forth with people and stuff like that. So I appreciate that. I would not have the time to do that myself with everything else that I'm doing. I got a couple of quick things for you. I'm gonna need your signatures. I have the 2027 reappointment for deputy warden, if you want me to be the warden. And this has all the deputy wardens' names on here. Assistant Chief Anderson, for some reason got kicked out, so, he, not kicked out, but kicked out his name, so they have a form here sent that I need the signature of 2 of the selectmen and then, the town administrator. And then I have, for the emergency operation plan, you need to sign, it needed your signature. You and I have not been able to catch up to
Okay.
where that is. And then these are the other 2 that are here, that I would just need 2 selectmen and then the town administrator to sign on that.
Just so, because it only takes 2 of you, if someone makes a motion, then authorize whoever the 2's gonna be. I'm just saying.
Yep, yep.
It's not
Oh, I
required.
make a motion we authorize Chairman Knapp and Vice Chair Fillmore to sign the deputy warden documents as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Abstain? Yes.
Thank you.
So it says chairman, mayor, town, city manager, and then a selectman, so would be the town manager, I just decided. I just wanna make sure everyone's supposed to sign under chairman.
So while you guys are doing that, I'll just have a couple things right here really quick. All our old SCBA's that were not repairable, not function, couldn't get them, they're not certifiable anymore. They've been up at East Station for over a year now. Those were donated to CRTC, to the school program in Concord, so students can use them, and they're naturally all non-fire, non-emergency. They're just used for practical application, get the students know how an SCBA feels on them and stuff like that. So all those were donated. That was the only way, the only other place that they could have went was Wheelbrader to be destroyed. So I thought that they would serve the town better to be able to donate those to CRTC. And we have, the town of Ware has 4 students in that program as far as I know, I think. So it's gonna benefit some of the students in the town.
How
And,
many tanks?
it was just the packs, no tanks,
No-
no
no
tanks, just the
tanks.
metal packs. And I think there was roughly around 27,
Oh, wow.
if I'm not mistaken. But they were not serviceable, and it's not something that I could have sent to White Farm, because then it's just,
It's somebody else's
it's-
problem.
It's the liability,
Yeah.
yeah, and you just don't want to be doing that. So that's where they went. I feel that that was the best place for them to go, and those were very much appreciative by the couple of people running that.
Do those have serial numbers?
What's that?
Do those have serial numbers?
They
Are
do
those
have
on our
serial
asset-
numbers,
are
and
they
I-
on our asset list?
And
They have to be
I
recorded.
will find that out, and I do have all their serial numbers were recorded before we sent them out to
Just wanna make sure that
Yep.
we know to remove them off the
remove
asset
them.
list.
Yep. South Station alarm system is up and running, finally. So they went in, replaced all the detectors, put in the new panel. The new panel is actually wired into the circuit breaker panel this time. And so that is up and running.
With new wires?
With new wires, yes, it wasn't plugged into the power strip that was plugged into the, yeah. So that's good, all that is done. I just want to touch base really quick, Pine Hill pump site and Deer Haven pump site. There was some issues I've had, residents have come forth and said, hey, you guys gotta fix the fence trees falling on it, it's all getting overgrown and everything else like that. it's been hard to try to find out, I think, who owns that, or the property around it, or whatever.
Pine Hill, which one?
Pine Hill and Deer Haven. So, you know, Deer Haven was put back in the late 70s because of the development that was put in there. I guess Chief Rodenhauser actually wanted the fence around there due to children and stuff like that. But the fence has now been taken down by trees and everything else like that that's really kind of overgrown.
We put a pipe in deeper about 15 years ago.
Yeah, I'm not so inclined to be replacing fence. I don't have that kind of budget to be putting in chain link fence around everything again. So, I had got a hold of, Dave Richards, who helped us with B&B, down at B&B Lane. And we're gonna do some trimming and cutting around those areas to try to gain back or take back what we have. The portions of fence that have been destroyed pretty much by trees landing on them, we're just gonna take those pieces of fence out, and it's not gonna be replaced, okay? It'll still maintain whatever fence is there in good condition, will remain there. If that becomes a problem, then we'll have to address that, but for right now, that's the plan we're gonna go with, because I don't have money in the budget to be refencing
So
an
what's
area.
Dave Richards doing with it?
He's gonna be going around and just, like, there's trees growing, because nothing has ever been done with these.
Yeah.
So there's trees growing into the fence and right around. There's gonna be pretty much almost like a swath way around the fence areas where they are now while everything is frozen, and you could get in there. So it's gonna take care of the trees and the trees that
What's he
fell on.
cutting it?
Yep, just grinding it, cutting it right down, grinding it. So, and.
His brother, isn't it?
What's that?
It's his brother. Dave's doing it. Yeah, yeah,
David's
yeah,
doing
yeah.
it, yep. So, and again, the portions of the fence that are destroyed because there's trees laying on them, they're just gonna come out. We'll leave the fence post there because they're in with concrete, but I'll just take the fence out. There's really I don't see any need to have a fence around those. I don't, it was just back in the day, and talking to some of the older people who've been on like the Board of Fire Wards way back when, it was just something that they thought needed to be done. I mean, we don't have a fence around B&B Lane at the end of that, closing that off.
Right.
You know, and it was just these two sites, but the damage is there, and it's just been overgrown for
It's
years.
just open water, right?
Yeah, it's just pretty much a pond.
No
We used to
different
try,
than-
we used to try to mow them with the mowing tractor, the highway department,
banks are
for you
pretty
guys,
steep.
but they're growing into the fence so bad that.
Well, that's the thing, so we're gonna try to
There's
clean
a
all
lot of
that up
places
and
like
just
that in
make
the
it
world.
neat
I
and
know, but
stuff
not-
like that.
You can't reach over because Pine Hill is bad, the trees are that big around 60 feet tall. So.
Yeah,
Could we put some kind of signage up, telling people stay away, you know, or whatever?
there is signage on, I believe Deer Haven, just saying that it is a pump site or water site for the town of Ware Fire Department, I believe it has that. But, yeah, certainly we could put signage in there like no trespassing or whatever.
Yeah,
How that's
something-
gonna happen, or if that will deter anybody, I don't know.
but
If you really wanna get in there,
At least we tried, though.
at least we tried and there's something up there,
Yeah.
but,
We put it on the T-post right underneath it, I think it says fire department water supply, we put something on the T-post.
Yeah,
but anyways, I just wanna let you guys know that that's what kind of, I came up with that decision just because I don't have money in the budget to be replacing all kinds of fence down there and stuff. And if it becomes and I think if we cleaned it up, I think that would satisfy the complaints that we had of the fallen trees onto the fence and then fence being knocked down and everything else like that. I think if we just get everything
It's
cleaned
more an
up
aesthetic
decent-
thing than a
Yeah,
safety
that it's
thing.
right, that it's gonna look halfway decent. The last thing I have that I just want to talk to you guys about, at least let you know, we've had calls down on Branch Road, East Shore Drive, all the roads like around the lake and stuff, Russell Drive, and Assistant Chief Anderson went down with a pickup truck to a call that we had on there, and you could barely get a pickup truck down there, okay? I know a lot of the residents down there have, in their deeds, they have their, the waiver and stuff like that. And we will try our hardest, we'll probably ruin equipment getting it down there. But it's gonna be really tough to get an engine down there. And I don't know, maybe come summertime, I don't know, and they're some are private roads, but they gotta start thinking about maybe trimming some of that stuff back so we could, so we could get down there with an ambulance or an engine.
Be
I
worth
just-
sending a letter out to the residents so they can get
Yeah,
ahold of
I'm-
associations and do something about it.
Yeah, or something, because it's,
Let's say, due to these reasons, it's gonna make it more
I mean,
difficult.
Chief Anderson could talk more about that,
We
but,
went to a contained oven fire on Branch Road, at the very end of Branch Road. And I took the utility first on purpose, knowing that.
That's a
more
tough
than
road.
likely We weren't putting an
Yeah.
engine down there.
Mhm.
There's no way.
If you get down, they probably won't get it back.
There's
well, that's the
absolutely
thing.
no way.
That's
I
the
don't
thing.
know if we would even make the corners.
Yeah.
There's just,
No.
I barely made it up the driveway in a pickup.
An issue of not setting the banks back far enough?
Well, not banks and trees.
Trees
Yeah,
are
the trees are,
overgrown.
I mean, everything is grown up there.
Really snug.
And I
road
mean,
itself is
I know people,
Road
they're
itself.
taking the houses down, they're putting up pretty nice houses down there, and, it's gonna.
I don't
mean,
think-
We'll,
I don't-
we'll do everything possible to get down there, I guarantee
I
you.
don't think it's a terrible thing to figure out a way to get a mailer out and just remind people of
Either
where they
that,
live.
or I wouldn't
because-
mind,
because like you
meeting
say,
with
they've-
people of those associations or something and
Because
coming
like
up
you
with
say,
some
they've
kind of plan in the summer.
torn down camps and started building these beautiful homes, and they're selling them to other people. Real estate agents aren't telling the truth, and then they have these,
Well, the
ju-
driveway's wavered, technically,
Right.
The driveway's wavered, but
Right.
by all rights, we should be able to get a fire.
right, but they're not, the real estate agents aren't telling these people, these are the types of roads that are going on, and they're not. East Shore Drive, I mean, I can't tell you how many hundreds of times I've been out there as a road agent fighting with, and they don't understand that. And then they have a road association that pays $100 a year, if they want to pay the $100 a year,
Right.
and, they don't all pay the $100 a year.
Yeah, I mean, maybe,
So,
it'll be good for me just to maybe reach out to those people or to the heads of those
just
associations.
tell them the challenges that you're
and just,
running into, 'cause-
Yeah, because I mean, certainly we want to get out there and help everybody in a timely
Yeah,
manner,
East Shore
but,
Drive is owned by us.
Yeah, I
It's a
know,
class
It's
six.
a class 6, it's owned by us, just not maintained by us.
right.
So do we pick the class 6 ones as
We
we
can't-
as owners? But you also keep in mind though, the ZBA has issued these ADUs or detached garages through the variance process, so it's not one
Doesn't matter.
family, it's two, I'm just saying.
I think I would just, all the class 6/private, just somehow send reminders to them, call them, yeah, I mean, I would send a mail and just say, come up with some sort of wording, right? Or you're not taking good enough care of it, but
Well, there
maybe
is
fancy
another
it up and say,
way.
we want to, but,
There is another way, and nobody wants to hear about this, but I'll at least say it. There's an RSA that allows the select board to determine them as emergency lanes. The select board, the town can pay for it to do the remediation.
right,
Nobody wants to do that.
no.
But there is another way of doing it, but we'd have to raise the money as the town to
But
do it.
being involved firsthand with a lot of these roads you just mentioned,
absolutely.
these houses are getting sold to people that
Can we
don't
do a
understand
spectral
because
assessment?
they're getting lied to by real estate agents. And so you still have these
Well, I don't
associations.
think it's being lied to, I think maybe
Oh.
it's just, it's left out of the.
Oh, I do,
you know,
because
it's
I
in
got
the-
calls on East Shore Drive, said I was told it's gonna be paved next year. Oh, the real estate agents definitely lied.
There's
But
another thing,
they-
there's another thing we could possibly do, I think someone's gotta look into, I don't know if we, probably ought to get an attorney to look into it, by a special assessment. And if we do any work on that type of
Correct, it would
road,
be assessed to those people on
then
the
it'd be
road.
assessed to those people on the tax bill.
I just would start out with just telling them.
I would
this is
like to
what's
just
up.
talk to
Because
someone, I just want to bring
You
it up
got,
to
you
you
got
guys
these
because it's
associations like,
certainly an issue. for
like I
us.
said, that got $100 a year they're paying, and it doesn't cover it anymore. That was 30 years ago. And these people probably would. They'd be like, oh, we should have a meeting, chip in more. But they don't
Yep.
understand it. If you,
And I imagine
if
people who
you
live
throw
there-
that out there and say, we can't get our fire and EMS service, they don't care about the delivery guy not getting there, the police not getting there, the highway not being able to help in an emergency. But if the EMS can't get there, then they might have a
Right.
meeting and say, we need up that to 250.
And
you guys
like
need
I
to pay
said,
up.
I mean, I can guarantee you that
I've dealt with
we
all
would
those
probably
roads.
ruin equipment trying to get out there. I can guarantee you that we would have every possible 110% effort to get out there. we might need a couple road graders to pull out our equipment back through, but, we're gonna get out there, but there's just it's just not a good situation.
And I don't
down
think it's
there.
anything the town needs to spend money on, or we need to make a big deal about, even with the attorneys, but I don't think it's a terrible thing as a friendly offer to reach out to them in some manner and say, listen,
Yeah, we noticed it
your
was hard to
road's
get out there. You may
impassable
wanna
because of
address that.
these reasons, and we want to help you, but you gotta do something with it next winter.
Yep, I think that
I
that would
think
be a
that
good
would be-
idea.
And if they do something, great. If they don't, then that's too bad, but at least, I'm,
At least it's been noted.
Do we have any right through like zoning by putting forward a warrant article? It's not gonna happen this year, obviously.
No, it's a private matter.
It's private.
It's
That's that
by
special
statute.
assessment thing.
RSA 674-41 is a private matter.
yeah.
So we have no leg to stand on in any fashion to push it.
I told you there's an RSA that allows the town to pay for upgrades, but there's no way to make them do it.
No.
Yeah, I'll reach out to I'll try to get a hold of whoever's the head of the associations out there and maybe have a meeting with all of them and just say, hey, this is the issue.
I know
that
East
we're
Shore
at.
Drive, for instance, like I said, it was $100 a year. Half of them don't pay it because some of them don't live there in the winter. And they went from people that
And that's
could
the thing,
drive in and out
a
during a
long time
snowstorm to
ago.
wanting it plowed like the town plows, and that $100 a stretch, so.
Yeah, the
they
guys
just
that
need to
lived out
be-
there, they used to plow it, never got paid anything anyway.
Right, so, and all the others are doing the same thing, so
And a long time ago, I'm sure those were probably, 30 years ago, was summer residents.
There's
There wasn't
camps,
people
right.
living there.
100 years
year-round.
ago, they were cut up as campsites.
Yeah,
Right.
so,
Yeah, but this is like a mile and a half in the branch road.
Yeah.
This isn't like a,
No, no, you're not gonna drag a hose.
This wasn't
No.
like a small journey. It was me and a pickup truck on a 2.5 gallon extinguisher.
yeah.
And hoping and praying that, it was just what it was said it was supposed to be,
Right,
And luckily it was very fortunate at that time, but there was also infants in the home and like, not good.
no.
yeah,
If
so,
you wanted to make a diamond that day, I could have made you one.
so I just wanted to bring that up. That's all I have.
Nope.
That's all I have
Thank
for
you.
tonight.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you. I appreciate you getting that.
No problem, thank you.
Well, while he's here, do you wanna make the motion?
Yeah, we need to
For your hire?
talk about the hire, right?
Yes, I do, actually. So, one of the non-publics, we met with the chiefs to hire a new, call force person for the fire department. So I move that we hire Trevor Seaboyer. Is that right? Close enough?
Correct.
On the call force for a pay rate of $25.75 an hour, start date March 3rd, 2026.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Appreciate
you.
your time. Have a good night, guys. Be
Have a
safe.
good night.
You too. We'll jump back to manifests, I guess, stay somewhat in order. I moved to order the treasurer to sign the payroll and accounts payables checks dated February 26th and March 5th, 2026, as included in the following manifest. Payroll manifest, $103,248.32, check dated 2/26 of '26. Accounts payable manifest, $175,272.19, checks dated 2/26/26. Payroll manifest, $112,024.57, weekly and monthly payroll. Accounts payable manifest, $45,713.55. John Stark, accounts payable manifest, $500,000, where school accounts payable manifest, $750,000, for a total of $1,686,258.63. The following manifests were previously ordered to sign on February 9th, 2026, Board of Select meeting. Payroll manifest, $103,248.32, check dated 2/19 of '26, and accounts payable manifest, $177,117.53, check dated 2/19 of 2026.
I don't have one, so I'll take yours.
Okay, good enough. Shoo, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Yes. Take a drink of water. Minutes for 2/9.
Can you skip me altogether?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, he did.
I did.
On
Yeah.
purpose?
No, no, not at all. I put a check mark there. So my fault.
We move along.
No? Can we do the minutes and go back since I already mentioned it? I'm sorry, Naomi. We did manifest.
Minutes?
Anybody, do we want to do them?
Yeah, I'm fine with him.
We have an issue? I have a motion to accept them then?
So moved.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Yes?
Yes?
I am very sorry, Naomi, that was not intentional. We'll go to administrator's report.
Listen, it's not done, no offense. No offense, Dave. So, I have a couple things that I want you to sign. I'm gonna pass your way, it's actually on your list. So you did take care of the public hearing tonight, you took care of your fire contracts tonight. The sexton position, I did have a resident reach out and is gonna come in and meet you on the 16th, interested in doing it, on March 16th. Sent a letter of request, I'll send it to you guys, which is kinda nice, cause it's been me for a long time. So I'm kind of excited about that. What I wanna send down the table to you is, one, we had a family come in and repurchase the tax deeded property, 128 River Road. And then the second one I'm gonna hand down to you is, on 385 Dustin Tavern Road. We ended up having to go to the second bidder. And so this is the, deed to go to the second bidder.
Huh.
It got sold to the second bidder, the first bidder didn't, come up with financing, which was told at the meeting that you couldn't
Wasn't,
finance
yeah.
them. So the second, they reached back to the second, who had to take time to get home equity before he could buy it, regardless of who you are. So there's a, for 385 Dustin Tavern Road, there's a deed to transfer it to the second one. You probably saw back and forth emails, the 2026 mailer went out, there's a couple, corrections or additions, on the mailer. I used cut and paste, having 9 open things at the bottom, with a laptop just didn't work. So, Article 32, there's not 2 for the fireworks. Article 32 is petition left over from last year. The redistricting one didn't get put on there. So I put together, and it's been passed around Facebook, it's on the website, it's been posted. And the other correction is I spelled Karen Tolman's name wrong, I put Karen Thomas and John Stark ballot. I inadvertently, not intentionally, left out the recommendations for the finance committee for John Stark. You guys all were included in all the emails today. I got as fast as I could and said that I was going to put out as much communication as I could. There was not time or money to do another mailer. We did check into, because the question was asked, just anybody who's watching, is the addendum could be set out at a table by the self for someone to pick up at the voting. You can't hand them out, it's electioneering. But you could put a table there saying corrections if they want to take it. The problem, it's not really a problem, but talking with Pam, anybody that's going to be doing the curtain has to make sure that it doesn't get left behind when you leave. So, we're gonna fine tune it a little bit more, and I'm gonna work with Pam on it, but it will be available. Whether I take a large plotter and make a big one and put it at the door before you come in and not have all these pieces of paper.
I've got a large plotter if you want to send that over to me.
Okay, well, that was our thought versus hundreds of pieces of paper. We could make a large one and post it
That's very
outside
generous of you,
before
thank
come
you.
in.
That's kind.
So, just wanted to let you know that was out and about. Again, I owned it, it was my fault. I took it, it's mine.
If it costs money, send her a bill.
Don't even get into that.
I also posted, we got the information for Parks and Rec. On the 16th, we're going to have a public hearing to accept the new goalpost and the installation of the goalposts by the John Stark football, and it's got an estimated value of 10,000, so you had to do a public hearing.
Holy
So,
cow.
that'll be on the 16th. The carport was put on, taken off, no means no. We'll look at that again on the 16th of March. and it'd be a year. I know tomorrow night you guys are gonna be here at 6 o'clock, if you could be here a few minutes before 6, so somebody could open the door and let them in.
We
Wednesday.
didn't hear that.
What?
Nobody told us that.
I know.
Did you hear a few minutes earlier?
50 times. Beth told us that 50 times.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And then meet the candidates, I did put together a meet the candidates forum on Wednesday night. It's going to be Benson, Rick Hippler, Jack, and Cortland. They've all agreed to come, and we're gonna do it live stream, so.
When is it?
Meet the candidates is Wednesday night at 7. I'm gonna do it in person or live, we're gonna be here.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so you can watch it live on YouTube.
We'll tell all the
Coverage,
hard questions.
coverage for town meeting.
Yes.
Benji, if you're gonna have somebody fill in, you have to send,
Yeah, I don't know. It's gotta be later in the day if I do even, so.
okay?
I'm gonna be here, I'm not, I just was trying to find help for the rest of us,
Cause Jack and
because
Benson
two of them
cannot be
can't
inside.
help. so.
On the meet the candidate thing, do you need to post that as a,
I'll be first thing.
if another selectman shows up?
Is there another?
Because I might come down.
What was that?
He asked if I had to post a public, meeting,
Oh,
cause there's already 2 of them at the table at the meeting. I mean, I could just do what I did at the tax deeding, that you may be in attendance.
yeah.
I would, yeah.
No, yeah, so just to clarify for the vote, I was gonna maybe get Pam to just help out to give us give one of us a break, cause it's 12 hours for 3 of us, because Vincent and Jack can't
Right.
work the poll, so it wasn't, I will be there. If you can work first thing in the morning, that's great, I like to go get my crew going, and I'll be there, I just hate to be there for
Bruce, can you be there too in the
10 of
morning?
the hours, but
So the 2 of you could open?
Yeah, yeah, I just can't stay till the very end.
that's fine.
Okay, and then you guys can work.
I'll make
on-
sure that, yeah, I do.
Yeah, I mean, there's breakfast, lunch, dinner, everything gets there.
I was gonna try to find.
And they're good
an
at
area.
taking a break, but we're supposed to have a majority there, so if you're planning for the day, you're planning
For
most of the day, but he can take over, we still got 2 covered. Okay. All right.
Yeah, and then I mean, there's got to be 2 every minute of the whole day.
Well, you can find somebody and appoint them, just tell Pam you're gonna appoint such and such to sit in your place. I
Okay.
mean, as long as she does it there, the moderator can do it, because
Okay,
you can always direct, and you might wanna, if you wanted to reach out to somebody and ask if they wanted to come in the afternoon, just yourself, and say, hey, you gonna
Yep.
be there, do you wanna?
well, Pam will help when she, later in the day if she can, and, she gets out of work 3, 4 o'clock, so
Okay.
she could help.
Yeah, would you just do me a favor and email Pam and let her know that that could happen?
I can do that.
Yeah. All right, so that's coverage for that.
I tried to call your wife and she said no.
Yeah,
I said, well, he can't help, so you ought to have to.
and she gave you a solid no?
Well, yeah, kinda.
And then, on
See what you can do
the
about that.
16th as well, we haven't seen one in a while, but when you apply for a driveway permit, if you're going to open up a stone wall along the road,
Oh,
you
yeah,
have to go get approval for planning and then approval from us.
yeah.
So at the moment, it looks like it's tentatively gonna come to us on the 16th.
Has planning been there?
No, you have an email to read.
Okay.
So that's all I have for that. I left the building permit software on, because I think we're working towards that, but I didn't wanna lose track of it, and that's why it says pending. I don't think anything else I added to that.
Did you have the other deed for that easement for,
The easement deed for the, over an easement?
yes,
I'm not doing it. I got an answer back and it's not ready to be signed.
okay.
Okay. I was on it. What he's talking about is at the end of Eastman, remember when we cut the 10 down to 3?
Right.
Planning subdivision showed the new turnaround. It was a temporary turnaround. Now the new turnaround has the hammerhead all laid out on a plan, but there was never a deed done to close it. And we were given an easement deed, not an easement, sent it over to council. There was reasons as to why an easement deed wasn't gonna be sufficient for us. So I've sent it back to the attorney for the buyer, as well as the attorney for the owner. And, just to throw a wrinkle in it, the other gentleman has not signed his part either, so. So stay tuned, I guess, we'll leave it at that.
Okay.
On that one. you guys saw this in an email for a, acting position, an acting position. I think I sent you guys an email. And it's something that we had discussed, and it was okay as an acting. So, just share it with the other tapes, part of the table, make sure everybody's on board. But in order for it to happen, it has to be happening in public.
Well, unfortunately, I missed that very important part of the meeting that you guys went to, and I have meant to call and ask one of you guys about the details,
Well,
and
I
I
just
haven't,
wanted
so.
everybody to see, that was the motion that I pulled out of part of it, which is what we talked about for the acting.
He said we could do that, no problem.
There's all the email attached to that if you want to look
All
at it.
right.
There's 6 pages of email back and forth.
There you go.
You can read it. Is that how you all remember it?
Yep.
But it needs to be made public. And that would be
Somebody
the
wanna-
last thing I have there.
Somebody wanna make the motion? I didn't listen to it all.
I will. I'll make a motion that we appoint Officer Austin McGuire as acting corporal, acting police supervisor 1 dash corporal, effective Friday, March 6th, 2026, at the hourly rate of $40.40 an hour, which is a step 6 corporal, year 2 of the CBA pay scale, combined with the educational incentive of 60 cents per hour,
Yep, it's in-
makes this total hour wage of $41.07 per hour.
Second.
In favor?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
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 Is that 5?
Yeah.
All right, I'm sorry, that's all I had. You're down to selectmen committee.
All right, we got any committee updates?
I attended the Conservation Commission. Discussions were around a particular subdivision down on River Road, Hardee's, and some conversation regarding not having enough centralized conservation is kind of scattered around the lot. Some discussion about potentially changing the zoning. Craig, Francisco will have to be there talking about this. Nothing determinate. And also, there was some discussion about the rate that they have contracted or agreed to with the town forester wasn't adequate. And I said, well, when was it done? Apparently it was recently done now. And it kind of devolved into, we'll take it up later. So, no action was taken.
Now, that action would, if there was a change in the rate, would have to come to here, right? They can't do that.
You, no, you,
It's a
signed-
contract.
You
I know,
signed the
yeah,
contract.
I know we did.
And the way the contract's worded, there's no provision in there
No, I know.
for increases in rates.
No, I remember. I just wanted to make sure that it came to this board. James, you been in any committee since the last?
I have, there wasn't anything significant.
Okay.
It's winter time, so it's all just, pushing the paperwork around.
Alright.
Oh, other than there is the fishing derby that's coming up on March 8th. That is still go, as far as I'm aware of. There are cash prizes, there are other prizes too. It's open to anybody. So, come out and have some fun,
All right,
get some fish.
thank you. Bruce?
No, I don't think.
I attended the Energy Commission last, and there wasn't much discussion. We discussed that the solar was put onto the warrant, and also there's a new logo for the Energy Commission that was designed with the help of AI. It looks pretty cool, so that was approved by the commission, but other than that, there's not much else.
All right. Correspondence to other business, I guess go around the table, see if we got anything, and then I have, this is the only place that fits one of the non-publics we had tonight, we'll bring that up, what we need to bring up. Was there any correspondence to the business that I'm not thinking of, we had emails on, anything? No? Good, Ben?
I'm checking, but I
I'm
think
sorry,
it's, I
didn't
think I'm all
rush you.
set.
So one of our non-publics was to, I don't want to say the word interview, but our finance director, Beth Rouse, and that was to offer the job of a deputy town administrator, which would be second in charge in the absence of a town administrator, such as a foreman in the highway department world, and with the title of HR. And this just will help the continuity of when a town administrator is out. We are, hopefully, as most public knows, we're still in the interviewing process for a full-time town administrator. Well, Naomi is helping us out now, and we just thought that was the right thing to do. Long overdue for the town to have someone in this position, and she's been kind of picking up the slack in between anyway and does a good job with it. So anyway, with that said, I believe that would take place April 1st, I think is what we kind of talked about, right? Is something right on that? And we didn't sign anything on paper to do with salary as of tonight. But we're going to move forward with her with that title starting April 1st. And whoever the new town administrator is will step in and have an assistant. So we still are looking for.
Deputy.
A deputy, yes.
Deputy. Exactly, yes. So. Can you make a motion for that?
Make a motion for what?
To have, promote her to deputy
promote?
town
You
administrator?
could say so moved.
Well, you're going to create, is it finance, deputy town administrator, HR, or what are you gonna
Yes,
call it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you're gonna,
Deputy Town Administrator, Finance, HR.
finance, HR? So he's got three names.
I guess so, I didn't think about that.
I guess it would have to be,
Or
yeah.
you could just have Deputy
Deputy administrator. who-
Administrator, and her responsibilities will be listed below.
Yeah, that's what,
Yeah.
I guess I understood it, and you could just further describe it in the job description.
Yeah, I
Right.
think that'd be right, yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna call it finance administrator / deputy town administrator, but you would list HR in part of the duties.
Yes,
Okay.
okay.
Yes,
So you
and
can-
the duties upon, upon the town administrator's absence
Yes. You're gonna
in
have
the
to,
acting position.
you're gonna have to create, so
Yep.
there's a job description now for
Right,
the finance, so you're gonna
Correct.
have to incorporate whatever you
Yes.
want. into
yes,
that.
well, yep,
Okay.
yep.
So are you going to do the job description and then make the motion, or you're gonna make the motion and do job?
I think we'll make the motion, and I think we need to get on making the
That we're
job
going
description.
forward.
Backfill,
With
put
the
job description.
snowstorms and the lack of the meetings, we agreed we were kinda
Okay.
not on the balls we should with this, but it's something we've been discussing right along, we just
Yeah.
haven't been able to get together as a collaborative.
So you could make a
group.
motion to, I don't wanna say, retitle or reclassify the finance administrator to now be the finance administrator / deputy town administrator effective April 1st.
All right, so I make a motion that, no, and I appreciate that, I really do. I make a motion that we, reclassify Beth Rouse's, title as deputy town administrator with her, duties including
Finance.
finance and HR.
Second,
All in favor?
yes.
Yes.
Set tentative agenda. Not much, hopefully next week.
The other thing I didn't catch, did you say April 1st?
Yes.
The only thing I have was actually nothing. I just have, called to order, I don't have anything on here, it's just.
That's fine.
Right now, I did push stuff off to the 16th because of timeframes and, other timeframes to fit into the 16th. It wasn't, I read you from the administrator's report, there's several things on the 16th, but it was largely for advertising the public hearing because it was 10,000, and the ability for the interested party in the sexton was not available in and I know typically if you're gonna be at the polls all day on Tuesday, you try to keep your Monday night before short.
It's handy.
So if somebody comes up with something, Benji and I will talk about the agenda, obviously. Or if you need something, please share. Other than that, no.
Well, with that,
Motion to adjourn then?
second,
All right.
all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everyone.
Yep.